The scene is almost disturbingly familiar. A crow lies still on the ground, and within minutes, others begin to arrive. They don't land immediately. Instead, they fill the branches of nearby trees, a silent, watchful congregation. One by one, they drop down, forming a perimeter. There's a cautious approach, a retreat, a series of short investigative hops. This isn't a chaotic frenzy. It's methodical. It looks like a funeral, but it's something else entirely. It's an inquest. To understand what's happening, you have to stop thinking about grief and start thinking about information. For a crow, a dead crow is a data point. It's a clue that something dangerous has happened in this specific location. The most crucial research on this comes from Dr. Kaylee Swift, who designed a series of fascinating and slightly unsettling experiments. The setup involved a volunteer wearing a distinctive, almost cartoonish rubber mask. This mask would become the face of a killer. The person in the mask would walk into an area with a population of wild American crows and stand there for a short time, holding a taxidermied dead crow. The reaction was immediate. Within seconds, the first crow to spot the scene would let out a series of harsh, frantic calls. This is called scolding. It's not a random noise. It's a specific vocalization designed to signal danger and recruit help from other crows in the area. The funeral had begun, but it wasn't a ceremony of sadness. It was an alarm. The crows weren't just reacting to the dead bird. They were making a connection. They were associating that specific, previously neutral mask with mortal danger. Days, weeks, and even years later, when the same person walked through the same area wearing the same mask, but without the dead crow, the reaction was identical. They were scolded, dive-bombed, and followed by an angry mob of crows. The mask itself had become the threat. They had learned, and they did not forget. But here is where it becomes truly incredible. The knowledge spread. Crows that had never been present for the original event, crows that had never seen the mask wearer with a dead bird, also began to scold the person in the mask. They learned it from their peers. This is horizontal social learning. One crow sees another crow mobbing a strange rubber-faced human and concludes, that thing must be dangerous. The information propagates through the social network, creating a shared, learned culture of avoidance around a specific threat. It's a biological version of a most wanted poster. The sounds they make are key. These aren't just vague cries of distress. Crow vocalizations are complex and context-dependent. The scolding calls made in response to the masked human with the dead crow are distinct alarm calls. They function to alert other crows to a specific kind of threat. Had the threat been a hawk, a known predator, the response would be different. A hawk elicits an immediate, aggressive mobbing response to drive it away. A dead crow, however, elicits this more investigative, information-gathering response. They are trying to figure out what happened, not just react to an obvious predator. How is a bird brain capable of this? For a long time, avian brains were considered simple, but that view is radically outdated. Crows and other corvids have an exceptionally high density of neurons in their forebrain, specifically in an area called the nidopolium caudolaterale, which is analogous to our own prefrontal cortex, the seat of complex thought, planning, and decision-making. Their neuron count in this region is comparable to that of some primates. They have the hardware for sophisticated cognition. It's not a bird brain, it's a feathered supercomputer packed into a tiny skull. So, this gathering isn't about paying respects. It's a cost-benefit analysis conducted on a community-wide scale. The risk of approaching a potential danger is high, but the reward, gaining crucial information that could save your life and the lives of your relatives, is even higher. By observing the cause of death, they learn to avoid specific places, specific predators, and even specific individual humans. It's a survival mechanism honed by evolution, a way for an intelligent, long-lived social animal to navigate a complex and dangerous world. The funeral is a lesson, and the deceased is the teacher. When we see this behavior, our instinct is to map our own emotions onto it. We see a gathering around the dead, and we call it a funeral, because that's our frame of reference for such a scene. But the reality of animal cognition is often alien to our own experiences. It's not necessarily devoid of emotion, but its primary function can be radically different. The crows are not mourning a life lost in the past. They are processing information to protect lives in the future. It is a profoundly intelligent act, one that replaces our sentimental interpretation with something far more impressive, a demonstration of collective, learned survival.
Monotony has grown fast. Nearly 2,700 people have watched in the last few weeks, yet less than 0.03% are subscribed. It would mean a lot if you joined by hitting subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.